Alright guys, I just kind of wanted to show you what I would be eating in a day, starting from breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm not going to show exactly how to cook it, because you can kind of imagine how to cook it, but I'll just show you like the raw ingredients and stuff, and then you can make up your mind about if this is how you want to do it, or if you want to use different vegetables or fruits or whatever. But everything I eat, I make sure at least 98 up to 100% of it is whole food and as minimally processed as possible. So for breakfast, I will start off with 3 eggs. I have 3 eggs on the side, and then I'll add like some vegetable here. So I might chop this chili pepper in half, slice it up into tiny little pieces. I'll have about a half an onion, do the same thing, slice it up into tiny little pieces, and then I'll cut, this is a beet, whole beet. I'll cut like maybe a quarter off of here. Again, slice it up into tiny little pieces, and I'll cook the egg on one side of the pan, right? So I did it this morning, you can see the egg right here. The egg on this side of the pan, the vegetables on this side of the pan. And it'll just be like a mix of vegetables over here and no grains. So I don't really eat too many grains, but if I do, I keep it very low. And it's just, you know, I don't see a need for grains because I get a lot of energy just from off the vegetables alone. So I'll use, like, to cook it with, I'll use butter, so like real butter. I do have olive oil, but I don't like to cook with olive oil because it smokes a lot and it burns real easy. I like to use olive oil in, like, I don't know, salads, or you can throw it in like a smoothie or something like that, or you can just drink it the way that it is, whatever. Like, I don't like to cook it and get it too hot because it starts to oxidize and it starts to smoke up and it loses a lot of its like value when you burn it like that. So instead, I like to use like pure butter. This is just regular, I guess, Irish butter, something like that. Try to stay away from spreads or artificial kind of things. Fake butter, can't believe it's not butter. I just try to stay away from all of that artificial stuff and go for the real whole fat, real butter, you know. But, you know, it doesn't have to be super salted. It could be unsalted, whatever, it doesn't matter. So that would be breakfast, right? And then I will have breakfast about 5 or 6 hours after I wake up. So that's if I'm gonna be home, right? So let's just say I'm not working, right? And I wake up on my day off. I'll have breakfast about 5 or 6 hours, and it'll probably be eggs mixed with some vegetables like that. Now let's say if I do have to go to work, then I'll wake up, skip breakfast, all I have is coffee. I'll have like espresso out of this thing, and maybe like a little bit of milk with it. I will go through the day up until lunch break, which is probably around like 12 or 1, and then I'll go straight to the store and I'll buy some tins of tuna. You know, doesn't really matter what brand, but buy some tins of tuna on my lunch break, right? And that'll be my breakfast actually. So buy some tins of tuna, and it'll be like my lunch, aka breakfast, will be like super cheap, less than $5. So, and I might show you that if you're interested. I'll just throw it all into like some little bowls and stuff, and I'll mix it up with some free mayo that you can get from the cafeteria, from like most grocery stores, and I'll mix it up with some like other seasonings like salt and pepper that they have over there, and then I'll just put it on some crackers. I'll have some crackers in my car, and I'll just throw it on top of crackers. Do it like that. That'll be my lunch, aka breakfast actually for me, right? So Then when I get home, normally I would have my crock pot cooking the day, like in that morning, right? So in the crock pot I'll have the meat, the vegetable, the potato or whatever it is, the yuca. I'll have like one starch, heavy starch, with a bunch of different vegetables, like maybe 4 or 5 different vegetables chopped up, thrown in there. One source of protein, either it's chicken, beef, pork, doesn't really matter, could be seafood. And then that will be cooking while I'm at work, so that when I get back I could just have that for lunch or dinner. And I'll have, 2 or 3 bowls, and I'm not really too worried about like how much I eat, or because it's really like healthy and low calorie anyway. After the bowls of soup, I'll have a smoothie, usually at around like maybe 10 p.m. or something like that. I'll have my last coffee maybe like 8 p.m. The smoothie, it'll be majority water. I'll have a couple fruits in there, like could be frozen, could be fresh fruit, but I'll have like 2 or 3 different fruits in there, chopped up in a blender. Throw a bunch of water, and I'll just add little seasonings like cinnamon, turmeric powder, ginger powder, maybe I'll grab a little clove of garlic and I'll throw the garlic in there. I got chopped up on the side aloe, right? So I'll take like one of these slivers of aloe, throw it in there. I might take a quarter of an onion, throw it in there. Stuff that it sounds weird to throw like an onion in there or something, but you're not gonna taste it in a smoothie, when you have all these other ingredients in there. And it's just it adds like so much more. I'll squeeze a half a lemon or a half a lime, or both of them at the same time. I'll add some nuts, throw some nuts in there, maybe like a small handful, not too much, nuts. They have a lot of fat, but it's good fat. I might pour a little bit of olive oil in there, maybe like 2 or 3 teaspoons, and then that's it. That'll be my final meal. But let's just say that's not satisfying me at that time. So I'll drink that, and with it on the side, I might have another like tuna sandwich or something, right? So instead, when I make my tuna sandwich, instead of using 2 slices of bread like everybody else, like like regular people, I'll use 1 slice of bread, but I'll cut it in half, right? Because that's just how I do it. And then I'll use that 1 slice as like 2 loaves in a different new size sandwich, So I'm not using 2 slices of bread, I'm using 1 slice. I just cut it in half, and then I'll use that as 2 slices. And that keeps my carbs from grains low. I keep by the way, I don't count anything. I don't count the proteins, the carbs, the fats, the whatever. I've found like what works for me, and if I want to get leaner and thinner, I know I just need to start like eating less. That's it. That's how I count what I'm doing. I just start eating less. So if I ate 2 or 3 bowls for dinner, then I'll say, okay, you know what, I want to get thinner, blah blah blah. I'll only do 2 bowls or 1 bowl or something, but 1 bowl I feel like is not enough, Anyway, that's about it. I'll have 1 big meal a day that I'll have multiple bowls of, which is the soup. 1 kind of light snack, and then 1 smoothie, right? You don't have to do it like that. That's kind of a lot of food. but I weigh about 150 right now, 150, and this is regular weight for me. So 150. I could probably get down to like 148 if I was like really to cut back and get really thin. I could probably be 145 at the lowest, but I feel 150 is real comfortable for me, and I don't really have to think too much. I don't have to like starve myself or do anything. You know, I'm fine where I'm at. And let's see. Yeah, that's it. I mean, all of it is fresh, as fresh as possible. Organic, not organic. It's not organic, but you know, it's healthy, wholesome fruits and vegetables. And laying around the house, if I want to have snacks and stuff, I do occasionally get like cravings and stuff, but I don't have like Oreos or Nabisco or any of these regular snacks laying around like chocolate chip cookies. I'll have like sliced up in my fridge little just, I guess, packages of sliced watermelon, or over where I keep the fruits, I'll have like a fruit, I don't know, some bananas or something like that just laying around. And I'll keep healthy things within reach, and I don't even have unhealthy stuff in my house. So it doesn't even tempt me a little bit to eat anything unhealthy because it's not available. If I want to eat something right now, then all I have is watermelon, or all I have is apple, or maybe some peanut butter. And that just makes my life so much easier because I don't have to fight with my body telling me that I'm hungry and that I want Oreos or some what's it called, the hot pockets or whatever in the fridge. You know, might have a glass of milk. You know, so just stuff like that keeps me in check, and it keeps my nutrition balanced, keeps my body healthy, keeps my mind healthy, keeps everything healthy, and it's just easy to do.